Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Well, the Pro Wrestling Show we have for you. We're going to talk about this on the Double or Nothing review right here. MJF shocks the world, shocks AEW, becoming the world champion for a third time. He defeated Darby Allin like he had promised. We'll talk about that. MJF reclaiming the throne because Darby Allin put his body on the line. And what was that attack from Kevin Knight? What the hell went wrong? Was that promo Kevin Knight was talking about? That this past week that he was talking about that he had some unfinished business. That's what it probably was he was talking about. We're gonna get to it right here, right now, here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host as always, Kitty Dix here. Back and join us on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation. Using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. Man, oh man, what a night it was. If you're an AEW fan, you don't believe this shocking turn of events right here. Kevin Knight turned on Darby Allin. That's what probably was the promo that Kevin Knight was talking about early turning here. He did talk turning dark and sinister. We'll get to it a little bit later. But we get to this right here. Get to this, the hardcore legend, Mick Foley. Told you, Mick Foley is officially all elite with the graphic right here telling you that. Mick Foley, the hardcore legend, now part of the AEW roster. Don't know what he's going to do. He's probably right now doing a broadcast. Might be a GM or something. You know, Mick Foley ain't finna wrestle no more. He's done. I don't know what he's going to do. You see Mick Foley being a manager or just a commissioner or something like that. Probably the AEW commissioner or something like that. That's what they're gonna do. But they did the test run today. Mick Foley out there coming out hosting the pre-show with Renee Paquette. Mick Foley getting his flowers due. Mick Foley, one of the all-time greats in AEW, came out there to do the rundown of the show and the card and how important the matches were until Mick Foley finally met MJF. Mick Foley had was trying to do another match card and said that he predicted that Darby Allin was going to win the world championship tonight over MJF. MJF did not like that one bit. MJF was a little bit mad at him, and MJF decided to cut a promo, and both men were verbally trying to eviscerate each other, and they did. MJF was trying to figure out what Foley was trying to get at. Foley was trying to say the same thing. Foley said that MJF doesn't have the heart, doesn't have the soul to be world champion like Darby Allin. But MJF didn't like that and tried to kick Mick Foley in the groin. MJF tried to run after Darby Allin tried to chase him. But then Mick Foley saying that he didn't know that Darby Allin was the inspiration for Darby Allin. Darby Allin came out there, and then Mick Foley was talking to Darby Allin, giving him positive reviews and a positive comeback. Mick Foley saying that Darby Allin should be the world champion. He's the heart and soul of AEW, and that no one should ever doubt that, ever judge that. I think Mick Foley registered and registered with Darby Allin to say, do what you got to do, beat MJF, shave his head bald, and keep your title. And that's what was the point. Well, we get to this right here. Adam Cole, Edge. I'll say Edge. Edge came out there, kicking off the show. Edge and Christian went against FTR for the World Tag Team titles. Beth Phoenix also made a rare appearance as well. Beth Phoenix, the Glamazon, tried to help her husband Edge and her friend Christian win the tag team titles. They did by pinning FTR, by making FTR submit in the I Quit match. And now Edge and Christian are now the tag team champions. Who would have ever imagined Edge and Christian winning WWE tag team titles as well as AEW tag team titles? Edge and Christian join a leap of company, win the W tag team titles and TNA and the AEW tag team titles. So good for Edge and Christian. Well, speaking of that, Takeshita defeated Okada to win the International Championship, but at the same time, Kyle O'Reilly showed up And Kyle O'Reilly attacked on Takeshita and laid him out, which Takeshita didn't see that one coming. Takeshita looks like Okada will be a three-way for the title. They're both trying to jock position when you think of in those terms, but we can see that right now. Don Callis' family is about to explode before we know it. Also, too, it looks like Kyle O'Reilly and John Moxley had their match. John Moxley won his match tonight. Moxley advances on, as we saw right there. Well, as this Athena advances on as well in the women's, well as Swerve Strickland advances on as well. Swerve, looks like Will Ospreay advances on as well. So the cup has a lot of contenders and stuff. Mercedes Moné won for the women's, and for the men's, I think last year I forgot who won for the men's. But these cups mean a lot more. You see right here, Athena won for her the women's. Well, for the women's side, being in the finals, semifinals, I meant to say, as well as let's see, Moxley as well. So, Will Ospreay won his match, as well as Swerve Strickland won his match. Swerve's making gains. All right, Swerve. You see Swerve. All right, whose house? Swerve's house. Well, we also get to this right here. I want to show you right quick the Stadium Stampede match, and you see right here, Jericho along with his crew. They all was wearing suits tonight. And look at MVP wearing suit. Yeah, yeah. We saw Andrade was trying to take a picture with a female fan, and that female fan was Luchasaurus in a wig. Luchasaurus making his return. I don't know. Luchasaurus got eyes for Andrade. I don't know. Andrade might not think the same. I don't get it. Lastly, making a reunion with Leo Rush. Remember that reunion in WWE? Leo Rush was last year's hype man. Many of you may remember that. Well, it's this right here. Like Mark something went down right here. I don't know who this person is, but you see Mark Davis. Well, it's Jericho giving a large tennis racket. I don't know if they're trying to mark Jim Cornette or what. We did see that, but at the end we see that Jericho's crew won. Jericho's crew won the match, so the Stadium Stampede. So we saw how all that came about. Jericho winning the battle. And the battle is yours. And Chris Jericho did. The battlefield is yours. And you see Jericho along with the Hurt Syndicate and the Elite won their match tonight. So saw that there's the largest Stadium Stampede match ever. Speaking of that, Tekla was in action. Tekla, I told you, retained her women's championship in a fatal four-way. Tekla did so tonight, and Tekla keeps the belt around her waist. No one to really challenge her, but hey, it's Tekla for you. But Tekla did that, crawling like a spider, leaps and bounds. So good luck for Tekla stuff. Well, we get to this right here, the main event. The main event was for the World Championship. It looks like Darby Allin. I want to show you. I told you MJF earlier was speaking to Mick Foley and trying to disgrace the hardcore legend. The hardcore legend wasn't having none of it. As well as Mick Foley, Darby Allin as well. But we get to this right here. Get to this. See, MJF regains the AEW title for a third time. MJF, under the age of 30 years old, regains the AEW championship and now holds it for the third time. But throughout the whole entire match, this was going on. Kevin Knight showing his true colors. Kevin Knight attacked Darby Allin after the match. Probably cost Darby the match. And now Darby Allin might have a new feud on his hands with Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight probably seeing a little bit upset and jealous about what happened and tried to take his attention to you know who. But this led to MJF winning the AEW championship for a third time. He's AEW champion for a third time due to the fact that he defeated Darby Allin. And Darby Allin has nothing to be ashamed of. Darby Allin had 9 championship defense, and he was successful under 1 month defending the title. Kevin Knight was just a sore loser. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to find out a little bit more this week on Dynamite to why Kevin Knight did what he did and why he cost perhaps Kevin or that huge splash outside the top of the stretcher. What was going on with that? Man, Darby Allin had a worst night tonight, and it showed. We have a new world champion, and his name is MJF. He's the world champion. All right, the kickoff this Memorial Day weekend. All right, speaking of that, before we leave off, AEW executive / wrestler QT Marshall had a match tonight, and he was kind of limping a little bit after he was trying to do a move, the multiple man moves, attempted to do the suplex, but eventually he couldn't do it. He slipped off. He was limping right here. Hopefully QT is okay. QT will be all right. All right. We're gonna leave you here on the Pro Wrestling Show with MJF right here, holding the world championship for a third time once again over fallen Darby Allin. Thank you all and we'll have more details on this situation this Wednesday on the AEW Ring Report. So we'll get more information if anything comes about and what's next. We'll see you a little bit later tonight for the Raw Ring Report on Raw on the Go Home show for Clash in Italy. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long. Thanks for watching the Pro Wrestling Show. Presents the Double or Nothing review here on the Pro Wrestling Show.